This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
China's crude oil imports fell in April to the lowest level since January, customs data showed on Tuesday, as high inventories, refinery maintenance and a weaker domestic economic rebound weighed on demand. Crude imports in April totaled 42.41 million tons, or 10.3 million barrels per day, BPD, according to data from the General Administration of Customs. That was down 1.45% from the 10.5 million barrels of oil per day of crude imported in April last year. The decline in imports is mainly due to refining capacities off for maintenance, and a buildup in crude inventories following robust March imports, said Emma Lee, a China crude oil markets analyst at Vortexa in Singapore.
Oil prices fell on Tuesday, relinquishing some of the strong gains of the previous two sessions, with the market cautious ahead of U.S. inflation figures, which will be key to the Federal Reserve's next interest rate decision. The Brent crude price was down 68 cents, or 0.9%, at $76.33, and U.S. West Texas Intermediate, WTI, crude fell 69 cents, or 0.9%, to trade at $72.47 by 10:22 GMT. Both contracts had settled more than 2% higher in the previous trading session.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
The United Arab Emirates Energy Minister Suhail al-Mazrouei said on Tuesday that additional voluntary output cuts by the OPEC Plus producer group were implemented to balance the oil market. Mazrouei, who briefed reporters on the sidelines of the World Utilities Congress, said he was concerned about future supply shortages due to low investment. "I'm not that worried about the very short term. I think we can manage balancing the supply with demand. I'm more worried about the level of investment required for years to come," he said.
India's fuel consumption eased in April from record highs seen the previous month, official data showed on Monday, but sales of diesel scaled a new peak, indicating robust industrial activity in the world's third biggest oil consumer. Gas oil, or diesel, accounts for about 2/5 of refined fuel consumption in India and is directly linked to industrial activity. India's factory activity expanded at its quickest pace in more than 4 months in April. Sales of diesel, mainly used by trucks, increased around 8.6% in April to 7.82 million tons, the highest ever as per data going back until 1998 from the Petroleum Planning and Analysis Cell. Next, we have the top news in metal markets. China's copper imports in April fell 12.5% from the prior year. Customs data showed on Tuesday, curbed by weak demand and a jump in domestic production of the metal. Imports of unwrought copper and copper products totaled 407,294 tons in April, according to data from the General Administration of Customs. The metal, including anode, refined, alloy and semi-finished copper, is used widely in the construction, transportation and power sectors.
Gold prices edged up on Tuesday with focus on the U.S. inflation readings for hints on future U.S. Federal Reserve rate strategy as economic uncertainties prevailed. Spot gold rose 0.5% to $2,030.43 per ounce by 10:21 GMT, while U.S. gold futures added 0.2% to $2,037.90. While the expectation of a Fed rate cut is a bit too optimistic and early, gold could consolidate around $1,980 to $2,060 in the short term, said Carlo Alberto de Casa, external analyst at Kinesis Money.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
China's April imports of soybeans fell 10% from a year earlier, customs data showed on Tuesday, after stricter customs checks delayed cargoes. The world's top soybean buyer brought in 7.26 million tons of the oilseed last month, significantly less than the 9 million tons expected by traders. Analysts and traders attributed the drop to new customs procedures that delayed the discharging of soybean cargoes for up to 2 weeks. That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.